All right. Good evening, everybody. So tonight I am cooking. So my week, I'm cooking cauliflower tacos with chipotle sauce. I'm making taco seasoning, and then I'm making beef tacos as well. So it's taco night. Unfortunately, it's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday, but close enough. Okay, so I have actually already been going with our cauliflower tacos with the chipotle sauce. I have actually done the first few steps. I have soaked my cashews. I have, well, let's step through. Done the baking tray. I have put coconut milk and lime juice and lime zest in one bowl. And then I did a mix with breadcrumbs and coconut and a bunch of other stuff in that bowl. So what we'll actually do, let's go back to our recipe detail. I'm going to scroll down to where I'm actually at. So it actually says dip the cauliflower. So I'm going to move this over here. So it's super easy to slide over. And I've just done, because we've just got the one vegetarian, I'm not doing a whole cauliflower. I'm just going to do some of it. And I will tip this down. There we go. All right, so it just says dip it in the coconut milk. Coconut milk mixture, then dip it into our coating. So that looks pretty good. So I'll just do that. And then I'm going to cook it. And then I've actually got the start. I have actually already milled the cashews that were soaking. I've already milled them for the chipotle sauce. So we'll get on with that. And then I will make the taco seasoning for our beef tacos. And then do some slicing with the cutter as well. Get that going. And then do the rest of our tacos. So we've actually got a challenge in the next couple of weeks with our branch. All the consultants are doing tacos all sorts of ways. We're videoing, we're photographing, all that sort of stuff. A bit of a challenge. So I've already done a little bit of video to start with. It's just something to cheer each other on. And it's all about savings as well. So making your own takeaway is always cheaper than buying it, of course, and especially Uber Eats. Oh my goodness. I did that once just to try it out. And it was plus for all the things when the place was not very far away. All right. And I'm not sure about you, Jenny, but when I've made a few things my own, it's hard to go to a restaurant now without critiquing how I could have maybe done it better.
Because you know what's in it, and it's half the price and much nicer.
Yes. So we're all about saving at the moment because, of course, everything is just costing a ridiculous amount at the shops. Although not as much as New Zealand. I saw a picture today of a New Zealand cauliflower was $24.99.
Whoa.
So that's insane. I certainly would be making my child cauliflower tacos. $24.99. I think this one was only $3.50 or something.
So very in that respect.
Yes. There. That's nearly enough. Oh, taking a little bit longer than I thought. That's all right. So at our place, we have a few different breadcrumbs. So I get the crummies, the cornflake crummies, and sometimes the panko crumbs as well. So it's good to try like different crumbs or even make your own and see which ones you prefer.
Because they've all got a different texture. I use
They
all of these
do.
you've said, but I haven't, other than making my own dry breadcrumbs from bread,
Yes, I need to look into making what panko ones and that sort of stuff might actually entail. So there are our little cauliflower bits. So spray with extra olive oil, which I've got here. Just give it a bit of a spray. There we go. So I also make there's cauliflower, what are they called? Buffalo bites. And there's also one, so 20 to 25 minutes, 200 degrees. And also you can do with, what's the other one? I've had a sudden cauliflower and broccoli. The word I was looking for was broccoli. All right, so then I'll just finish off the sauce. All right, let's bring that back in. Meanwhile, proceed with the recipe. So I have rinsed my cashews, placed the cashews in, and I have chopped for 10 seconds, speed 10. I'll just bring that up so you can see my noggin. Done that. So 150 grams of filtered water. I'll just scrape down the sides. So I always scrape around the bowl because I feel that you get more bang for your buck, and then tap it on the inside. So 150 grams of filtered water. 152, close enough. So 2 teaspoons of chipotle chilies in a adobo sauce. So that's
hot,
purchased. Probably. Yes. So I'm going to do 1 teaspoon.
Yes.
just in case. Just in case. We can always add. You can always add heat. Can't take it away. So I think I got that at Woolies too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Woolies and Coles are really getting into different flavors now, which is awesome. So a tablespoon of lime juice. I wanted to show you a little hack. So there's my lime, and same with a lemon, although I should roll this one a little bit more. You can actually use the end of your spatula to press in there and turn at 90 degrees each time.
Yep.
And get a bunch of juice out. So that was a bit hardier than I thought. That's all right. And you can actually, because you're pressing in, you're actually getting more juice out. You're popping those little tendrils. All right. Maybe just a teensy squeeze more. Then 2 sprigs of coriander. So 2 sprigs, 4 sprigs, I'm a lover of coriander. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. So I keep all of my spices in containers like that. But I have found that with garlic powder and ginger powder, I've kept them in their jars because they do go quite solid. So I just find it's easier to do that.
I wonder if you put those little, sometimes you get small silicone packets.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
I know people used to do rice in their salt shaker. So 1 to 2 pinches of salt. I will have to try something because I do like all my stuff being lovely and lined up. I have a whole board. And my pepper. There it is. 1 to 2 pinches of pepper. There we go. Next, insert our measuring cup. So, 2 minutes, speed 8. So I'll dial it round and cut the sound off so I will share screen. And even if you can't hear me, I will. There are all sorts of taco recipes, including taco bowls, lots of vegetarian ones. There we go, vegetarian tacos. Now, what else? Taco dip. There's absolutely all sorts. Oh, taro bread. So that's kind of where we're at. The tacos sort of stop at that point. And then what you'll find is that any of the recipes below that will actually have like some kind of version of the word taco in it, or taro, or, you know, something like that. But that is still a really good selection. Prawn and spring greens. That looks pretty awesome. Now, other ways you can look is you can actually just hit search, go to filters, and do tags. Let's see if it's with taco. No, but we do have takeaway food, Taiwanese. What else? So I did look up vegetarian tacos. There was a nice range that you saw before. Oh, there we go, it finished. All right, stop share, and we're back. Ooh, that looks good. So scrape down the sides. So I actually use my spatula. It's just the perfect size for the lid as well. All the way around. And then, like I said before, I go around from top to bottom.
It's quite thick, isn't it?
Yeah. Pretty good. And then insert measuring cups. We'll have to do it again. But there we go. Let's see how long that one goes for. Probably like, 20 seconds. I think we can do that.
Yeah.
So I'll just scrape the bottom as well, just to make sure that all the cashew gets caught up, because that was quite wet. There we go. So 20 seconds, speed 8. Dial it round. Doesn't let me go past 8. That's over there. There we go. And it counts down. And then we'll put it in the bowl. And I'll put it all together after. All right, just checking on my oven. Next, so, and then to assemble. So I'll try and assemble everything at the end. So again, just go around.
You put a timer on for your cauliflower?
Yes, I did. This time, yes. Less. And the temperature is less. I'm learning my lessons with this oven, with this new oven. Well, new to me. All right, so I will just actually leave it in the bowl because I'm lucky enough to have 3. And that's actually a hint because at the moment, the host reward for April 2023 is that if you host U+2, it's 2 dishes. So it's not onerous. It's lots of fun. We cook together. And then if somebody purchases from your cooking experience, you get to access a $99 bowl, blade and lid. So, yep, TM5, TM6 owners, anyone can get it. So that is pretty cool. We all love a spare bowl, blade and lid. So here's the picture of what we should be looking at later. It's actually got pickled red cabbage, but of course I couldn't find that today, so I didn't buy it, but that's okay. I've got lots of other things. So back to my week. Taco seasoning, next bowl. So it's awesome to make all your own seasonings, your own pastes, your own spice mixes. You know what's in it, and it's so much cheaper just buying the whole products and then using it, because you're not using a whole packet of anything. So you can make stuff again and again and again. And most spices are pretty cheap. Okay, start cooking. So we've got 10 to 20 grams of chili powder. And of course, I'm a big chicken, so it's 10 grams. Then we have a tablespoon and a quarter of garlic powder. So that'll be, yeah, either one, garlic and onion. Next spatula. Oh, there it is. There we go. Then we've got a tablespoon of onion powder and a quarter. So a quarter of a tablespoon in Australia is a teaspoon. So a tablespoon and a quarter of dried oregano. Toss that in there. Then we've got 2 tablespoons of paprika. So of course we've got smoked paprika, normal paprika, and Hungarian paprika and sweet paprika. We've got lots of choices. I use the sweet one. 2 tablespoons of cumin seeds. And then it's got a tablespoon of sea salt, a tablespoon of dried chili, and a tablespoon of black peppercorns. Optional, see tips. So the tips say, if you don't want it as hot, put less in. So I've put like about a teaspoon of chili and a teaspoon of peppercorns.
I made something with pepper in it, and it was just so hot and just overpowering.
Yeah. Overwhelming. So insert measuring cup into mixing bowl lid, and then it's 1 minute speed 10. So we'll dial it round. And while that's doing that, I will share the screen again. And let's look at spice. So brown spices, pumpkin spice mix. Mix is a blend. Nonya, 5-size powder. So there's lots and lots of different mixes. Even more smelling spices. And then you've also got, go back to the top. And I will do paste. And then we've got stacks of paste as well. Tikka, even your paste for your cheese platter. So I bought my quince this week, $5.99 a kilo. I bought 2 kilos. So looking
forward to making a quince paste.
Yeah. I made fig paste the other week for my cheese platter, but I do love every April making my quince paste. So there is, grab that other one.
How long does it last for? I mean, I
tacos.
know if you eat it, it goes, but you know, normally how long would it last for?
Let's have a look in our hints and tips. Let me I'll wipe that down, scrape it down and show you. So normally you would, well, I'll say normally and then it'll lie to me. So there's our taco spice mix. And what we'll do is I will go to our recipe detail and scroll right to the bottom. Hints and tips. Store this seasoning in a sealable container in the pantry for up to 6 months.
That's pretty good.
So that's awesome. Now my paste I actually freeze in lots of what I need. So I know the tandoori paste is 90 grams for the recipe that I like. So and it normally makes about 7 or 8 batches of 90 grams. All right. So then we'll just finish and then we'll go on to our third recipe. This is kind of cool. Smashing it out tonight. Okay, beef tacos. So what I'm actually going to do, I've left a bunch of stuff in the fridge because I'm going to use the cutter to cut my lettuce, my tomato, my onion, and the spice mix is making me sneeze. Avocado, though, of course, I couldn't get one that was just right. They are the bane of my life. And we'll do the cheese as well. So cutter, we put our shaft in there, just sits inside. The bowl just sits in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to shred first. So we have 2 sides. We have one side that shreds and the other side slices, 2 sizes. So I am going to shred or grate my cheese. Now, definitely leave the cheese in the fridge until you need it, because if it's too soft, it's just going to turn to mush when it comes in contact with the grater. Okay. There's all our stuff. Other things out the way. There we go. Okay, so I have gray for grating upright. Pop this on, take the shaft out. Now I'm actually going to come out of that and go to my modes. Oh, that seasoning. I made a pork thing with a spice rub the other night, and that had me was quite sensitive to that as well. So grating, I'm actually going to do a thin grate of the cheese and show you that. So what we want to do, I've set it to thin, but we want to make sure we don't push down too hard. And then stop. And there's always a random piece in between the blades. There we go. Now, you're going to move this.
Yeah, it does a good job, doesn't it?
Look at how thin that is. So that is just WA Brown's dairy cheddar. I actually find that this cheese as well is amazing for scrolls. It doesn't leak all the oil out everywhere. It actually just stays as cheese in your scrolls, which is awesome. No, I'm going to go thin again. I was going to go thick, but I like thin. All right, there's my oven. Let me just check. Yep. Rub that out. So lovely and golden.
Looks good. I might have to try that. I've had it like that before.
Yeah, it's awesome, all the different things that you can do now. Pop that little there for after. Okay. So thin again. Then I'm going to put it in. Then I'm going to push down. Just gently. Not sure if you can hear, when I push harder, it actually, there we go. There we go. So let's have cheese. Go. I'll just pull that off. Put that down. All right. There's our cheese looking lovely. So I'll pop that in a bowl for later. Oh, too small a bowl. That's all right. Let's grab a second bowl. Luckily, you can't see I'm making a bit of a mess on the bench here. That's all right. Okay, so that's our cheese. Then I'm going to do the lettuce. So what we want to do, we don't want to shred the lettuce because it actually just would mulch it. So what we want to do is we want to slice it. I'm just going to quickly rinse this. So I don't get. So I just use my Cemex brush. Tea towel. Everything cleans very quickly. So I'm actually going to come back and slice my lettuce thick. You actually get a 39-page digital book when you get a cutter, sorry. And if you don't, then I send one out to you. All right, so go back to slicing. All right, so slate color for slice. And then what we're going to do, pop that on top. Do our lettuce that I've got right here. Now I'm going to go thick. Now, when you're doing your veg, you want to make it into a nice chunk so it actually fills the tube. All right, thick. And then pitch down. And that's such a soft veg, it went really quickly. Making a mess. Right. So then.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So thick is the way to go for your lettuce. I'm just going to pop that out. I could have just popped the next one in straight after. I didn't have to empty it in between, but I did anyway. All right, so thick. Pop it in. Pop it through. Press stop. And on that. Okay. Then there we go again. So, and for some of these recipes, obviously, if there's only a couple of you, don't do lots and lots of stuff. Because yet again, you're not saving money, you're just wasting it. So I am going to slice again. I'm going to slice my tomato. I might actually just rinse this out and show you how quickly it is to clean. Done. And it keeps the bowl super clean as well. Right, so tomato. Now, I wish I did have an avocado, but of course they are the finickiest things on the planet. So, but we're going to do tomato and we're going to do thick slice. Remember to pull that out. All right. And then I'm going to do some red onion and then normal onion because the recipe actually asks for wedges of onion. Right. There's our tomato. Looks good.
Was that a Roma tomato you used?
Yes. Yeah. Especially too because they fit better through the slot rather than a big fat normal onion, normal tomato. All right, so onions. I'm going to thin slice my red onion. Put that back on. So thin. Down. And then I'll thick slice the other one because I know I'm going to Judy. All right, so that is our thinly sliced red onion, which is also going to make me cough. So I will just put that in here, ready to go. We go. So Judy, we're just doing tacos tonight. I've done a little bit of, I've made the taco seasoning and I'm just slicing some stuff up for the beef tacos, and I've made some cauliflower. I've done some like coated cauliflower for a cauliflower tacos as well. There we go. So then I'm going to thick slice my brown onion. So then I can saute it in the recipe. So thick. And I'll just do both at the same time. So it's super fun to do potato bake because I did about 1.5 kilos of potato in about 2 minutes, which was lots of fun. So then there's our thick sliced onion. It's called the black in front of it. So then we've got our, oh, hang on. Put it in front of my shirt, maybe. No. So thin and thick. So I'll just use that when the recipe asks me to have wedges. So we'll come out of our mode, always take the cutter shaft out, do not forget. Then I'm going to go and back to my week and go to my beef tacos now that I've prepped. So start cooking. 200 grams of cheddar cheese cut into pieces. Well, I've already shredded that rather than milled it like we used to. So we've done that. Transfer into a bowl, clean and dry the mix bowl. Right, 2 garlic cloves. Throw that in. Insert our measuring cup. So 3 seconds, speed 7. It doesn't actually let me go past 7. So I just dial it up. So the Thermix can chop as little as 1 clove of garlic or, you know, up to 1 kilo of ice cubes, not ice. So it says do not scrape the sides of the mixing bowl. Okay, happy to do that. So 200 grams of brown onion cut into wedges. So of course I have my sliced onion. Now I'm not sure if that's going to be 200 grams, but I'm not going to cut up another onion just for 80 grams, which I probably could, but I won't. So what I'm going to do is, I will show you, next 20 grams of olive oil. So when you're doing liquid, pour until you get 5 grams before what you need, and then pull up, because the last 5 grams are still moving into the bowl. Then next, place our splash guard on. This is our splash guard. It's very different to putting the basket on, which is what we do at other times. Every item has its own job. So we pop the lid on, pop our splash guard on. I'm going to say done. And then 4 minutes max, and it's max heat. So because it's a function or a mode, we'll come back this way. Just want to show you the whole screen. Because it's a mode, we only need to go 1 click. Now, because I know that I put a lot less onion in there, actually, you know what? I like my onion browner anyway. So I'm going to let it do the full 4 minutes. And you can see here that the splash guard has actually locked on. It's a safety feature. So while that is going, now I am going to turn the sound on. Can you hear? It's sizzling. Maybe not. Don't know how good my earbuds are. But what happens is it starts to sizzle, and you can see now that the lights have turned red. That means it's gone over 60 degrees Celsius, and it's going very quickly around the circle that you can see. And what it does, max heat mode or high heat mode, whichever you want to call it, will actually stir a little and then heat from the bottom. So that it actually does saute like a normal saucepan, and it stirs for you, but it only stirs every so often. So it's not disturbing the ingredients as much it's not disturbing the ingredients all that much. So then they stay more solid. So your delicate pieces of beef, your onion, all that sort of stuff. Now, if you knew that you wanted your onion quite a bit more caramelized, because it's usually a light saute, you can actually go up with the time. But obviously, be warned and be careful about how high you put the adjusted time. But we do still want you to be able to be in control of the recipes, even though you are following one. So, with 2 minutes to go, let's turn that off. Let me share screen again. So as always, log in. There we go. So as always, I want to let you know and make sure that you know that within Cookie-Doo, we have 87,000 recipes and counting. When you log in to your Australian cookiedoo.com.au, that will automatically give you 3,300 plus recipes. But I'm a little bit more adventurous. I would like all of the English recipes. So you go into your profile. You can choose your cooking style and it will suggest things for you. You can actually change what kind of cook you are anytime you like. Then I go down to this filter preferences and update filter. If you own the blade cover, peeler and the cutter, select them. Don't select the Thermix version because we want all of the recipes. Select your language as English and then deselect Australia. So you've got no countries chosen. So then when you actually save, it will give you all the American, English, New Zealand, Australian, and a few other random countries. So when I hit explore and then I hit search, I now have 10,800 results to search through. Then you can actually go to your filters and choose what kind of category of food you're looking for. You can nominate your ingredients, tags. So there's all sorts of stuff. There's also gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, all those options as well. Keto. Then your prep time, your total time, portions. Now, don't forget that we can actually change our portions now. I don't normally choose a difficulty because I trust the Thermix. And then there we go. All right, let's stop share for a moment. Next, so insert the measuring cup. So it's actually going to chop the onion, but I want to show you. So that's our sliced onion. It really is a soft caramelized, you know, it's a soft saute because it's going to cook during the rest of the recipe as well. But it's totally up to you. You can obviously change it. Let's just like that. There we go. So insert our measuring cup because now we've sauteed a little. We're actually going to chop it. 4 seconds, speed 5. Now, because I'm still at 95 degrees, it's actually going to go slowly to speed 5. It's another safety feature. So you'll notice that it doesn't start counting down until it actually gets to speed 5. There we go. Click next. So I'll just show you. Now, to stop the chiming, you can actually press the screen, press next, or press the button, the silver button. So there's our onion there. So then what we're going to do is now pop 250 grams of beef mince in. I've actually cheated and bought beef mince. I find that the higher fat mince stays more solid than the low fat mince. 6, 250 give or take. Yep, about that. Smidge more. Okay. So 20 more grams of oil. Like I said, pull full tilt. You get to 15, then pull up. Another dash, gets us to our 20. Place the splash guard on again because we're actually going to brown our meat. So done. So it's 5 minutes max. And I've just turned the dial 1 click. So it's now stirring a little and then it's going to stop and heat up again. So what we might actually do is make up one of our cauliflower tacos. Oh, be good if I could remember the names of things. So obviously I have bought my tacos and you heat them up before you use them. But I'm just going to do, I'm doing the stand and stuff ones because I find they're lots of fun. Right. Let's put that down there. Then we've got our cauliflower and then our sauce. And it also had, let me just share screen and look at that recipe. Sure. And then got my little doobie lacquer in the way. Right, my week. There's our cauliflower tacos. Blah, blah, blah. Assembly. Chopped tortillas. Okay, refried beans. I've actually got some of those. I shall unshare and show you. These are the ones that I use all the time. I actually love my nachos with refried beans. So I use the old El Paso ones. Looks like that, not hugely delectable to start with, but they're yummy as. All right, so it's beans. And I'm pretty sure it said lettuce. Yes, green again. Refried beans, lettuce, 2 or 3 of the crumbed cauliflower, pickled cabbage, and the chipotle sauce. So, of course, I didn't get any pickled cabbage, but that's okay. I might put some tomatoes like that. All right. So there's our cauliflower. Oh, hang on, lettuce, it said first. There's our shredded lettuce. And some cauliflower blobs. So it's also a bit of a working out what size the cauliflower bits are as well. And then some of the sauce on. Oh, hello. That's right. As that, obviously you can add all the cheese, the tomato. So I've got our beautifully sliced tomato, a lettuce, a cheese, and our onion for the other one that we've got, for our meat one. I've got just a minute left. That looks pretty good. Actually, I'm just going to, I shall report back. Just going to have a quick taste. Oh, that's actually not as spicy as I thought it would be. Maybe I should add some more of that chipotle and adobo sauce. I was a bit too shy with it. So I might actually add it when I feed it to Miss 16 when she arrives home from training. She doesn't finish till 8:30 tonight.
Does she like hot things?
Not too hot, but that was actually really mild, even like for me. And I am not a chili gal at all. All right. So we're making our meat. Just pop that there. It's pretty cool. So next, transfer into a bowl and set aside. I'm actually going to use my 1 litre thermosaver, which is actually, it was a, I think it was a one-off. I've not seen them again for a long while. We had 500 gram ones. So there's our meat. Lovely. Now, of course, it has browned the bottom, as you would if you were doing 160 degrees, any caramelizing things. There's that. But what we'll do is we'll actually scrape it as we go along, and most of it will come off anyway. And that's just good flavor. All right, so the second half, I'll just put my lid and my thermo server. The rest of our beef mince. There we go. So 20 grams of olive oil. So we're all about oil and flavor today. Then yet again, post the splash guard on. Done. Another 5 minutes at max heat. I'll let that go. And then, was there anything else? If we share cookie dough, was there anything else that you're interested in looking at? Do you reckon? So when I'll do a little bit more cookie dough. So you've got what's new on cookie dough. It always shares that sort of thing. Easter treats. Let's have a look at what it says. Oh my goodness, meringue Easter nests. They look pretty awesome. There you go. White sugar, egg whites, salt, dark chocolate, and lollies. How cool is that? And then we'll go back here. So savory Easter from around the world. There's some really beautiful dishes there. Recipes based on your personal thing. Easter around the world. So see, there's a whole bunch of dots here. Lots of stuff to look at. Easter from around the world. Tips for your created recipes. Less waste kitchen. So it's not just, cookie dough is not just about recipes. It's also about learning and lots of stuff. See how you can save with smart savings, lots of baby things, the modes explained. So all you need to know with step-by-step videos. So there you go. There's a video on egg boiler, blend, rice cooker, and all our other modes. And easy routines, pre-clean, warm-up, kettle. Oh, you know, we've just got so many modes now. Then serving sizes. So you can change your serving sizes. Then what the community is cooking. Oh, look at that. Surprise, surprise, it's Easter stuff on the week before Easter. And then we've got like the latest collections. So these tacos are actually from the Stack Up the Savings collections. There's 46 recipes in this one. Lots of favorites there, your pumpkin soup, paprika chicken, all that sort of stuff. Highly recommend Wendy Crombie's chicken noodle salad and the Mexican stack. So this is actually a vegetarian dish, but you can beef it up with beef mince or anything that you'd like, or chicken or anything like that for bigger families. Yeah, lots and lots. That asparagus tart is on my list, things to do. Just really yummy stuff that will save you time and money. And as always, pumpkin soup, make it with a butternut pumpkin, skin on, seeds in. We don't need to peel our pumpkin anymore. So lots and lots of different collections as well. So you can look at recipes or you can look at collections. So there's different ways of looking for recipes. And then also when you open your cookie dough in a website, you can actually look at recipes, collections, and then articles. So there's more of those things, Easter menu, inspiration, there's all your modes. So it's another way of getting to all the information about the modes. I know there's a thing about mushrooms, there's a thing about ice cream, all sorts of stuff, pasta, Halloween. So it's just, I guess, taking the time to have a look through and do some reading. And, you know, unless you're a world-renowned chef, I guess we could all learn a bit more each time. So we're down to 20 seconds. Getting there. Counting. All right. All right. So then next, add the reserved cooked beef mince. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to spoon it in because I noticed that there was a lot of liquid. And I like my mince obviously not quite so wet. I'm just going to spoon it back in.
It's surprising the amount of moisture that's in your meat.
I know, it's crazy. Obviously less if you have minced your own meat. Still some moisture, but not nearly as much as store-bought. I was just in more of a rush today with so much on this weekend. Is everybody are you doing something for Easter?
Just having my family over on Monday. I'm going for a picnic to Dwelling Up on Saturday.
Excellent. Excellent. Picnics are great. All right, add the reserved beef mince, 50 grams of tomato paste. So I get my tomato paste in the squeezy tube. Oh God, making a mess today. There we go, 50 grams. I should just paper towel. I should just tidy up a touch. Might not be able to see it, but I've just spread tomato paste halfway around the world. There we go. Next, 70 grams of water. Oh, 80, close enough now that I've taken all that other liquid out. So 20 to 30 grams of the taco seasoning. I've got hubby eating this, so let's go 30. Maybe 20, because that's quite a lot. No, 25. Go halfway. There we go. Next, place the simmering basket on top. One step. So 3 minutes, 100 degrees, speed 1, and it's on reverse. I'll just put the lid back on that so that it keeps the warmth that it had in there before. You can actually pre-warm your thermo servers to keep stuff hot, although depending on how much you fill it and what kind of ingredients are in there, it can stay hot for up to 2 hours or cold for 2 hours or even longer, especially if it's a hot soup. All right, 2 minutes to go. So something we can also do is come out of our recipe, and I can actually just show you the modes. Obviously, I can't go into a mode. Now, something interesting that's new is that you can actually press the 3 dots up the top and rearrange your modes to your own satisfaction with all your favorites up the top if you would like. So you just press that, edit view, and then change them around. So other thing you can do when you're standing here waiting for something to cook is you can actually look at cookie dough as well. And we can still see it's got 1 minute 43, 98 degrees out of 100, speed 1, and it's on reverse. So you can still see everything that's going on. There's another update coming this week, which will have, it's going to do a couple of fixes and then also the timer that we've got. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, to see whether it's louder. And see how that goes after the update. So 1 minute left, we're at 100 degrees. We can see that the temperature of the bowl is the same as the temperature that it has selected. And then hopefully next week, because it's school holidays and Nationals will be over and I'll have more time, I'm going to try and make that Nutella plat thing that I was going to make the other week, that I'd asked everybody if they wanted me to make the other week. So hopefully I'm going to do that next Wednesday. That will be good. All right, 20 seconds to go. Not long now. I'll grab out another taco. Another plate. Thank goodness for dishwashers. All righty. Okay, next. So fill 10 to 12 taco shells with minced mixture, finely shredded iceberg lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, and sour cream, and then top with a sliced lime. So let me show you.
That looks nice.
That is. Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? So, oh yeah, no, you can see it. Put some in there. Put that in there. So I think lettuce. I'm going to put a little bit of onion as well. Our thin sliced red onion. Just a little bit. Some of our tomato. And then, as always, I really am quite impressed by the shredded cheese, considering that was the one thing everybody wanted. So normally we would have avocado, my family, and I've got some sour cream in the fridge, but there's our taco.
Looks good.
And
I'll
our
have
other
to give it a
taco.
go.
Matching tacos.
Very good.
There we go. Awesome. Thank you very much for coming along.
Thank you.
Yeah, hope you learned some more. And I will see you next week at 7 p.m. on the dot. I will open the waiting room. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for coming along.